All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I might be getting a little aggressive here, but I'm going to try to cover a good amount of tickers on this one. So I'm going to combine Tilray and CGC. I think I've been saying the same things over the last couple of videos, so I don't want to go too in depth there again. I'd like to cover OGI. I think OGI is actually looking really interesting. MSOS and TrueLeave are also ones that I think are worth just keeping an eye on, and then we'll round it out with HITI. All right. So before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself, excuse me. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you can click that share button. Oh, it's a powerful little button for these algorithms, all right? So Tilray and CGC, look, I've been saying the same things for what feels like weeks on end, right? And I mean, as I'm looking at the chart, it feels like weeks on end, right? So we had what was a beautiful chart from basically November all the way to earnings, getting over the 8, getting over the 20, getting over all 5 moving averages and trying to make our way, right? But then lo and behold, bad earnings comes out on the 9th. And again, when I say bad earnings, it's not like I think the earnings was bad. It's not like I was looking at the details and that's my opinion. No, this big red candle tells me the market didn't like the earnings, right? From there, what were 2 lines that were our friend that we were using to bounce on and bounce on and bounce on and bounce up was all of a sudden an impossibility to just get over. We were just hitting a wall, right? Like it happens quickly. These 2 lines go from best friends to enemies like oh my gosh, right? So I've been saying it, I continue to say it, and I still have to say it because we're still within it, right? But as long as we're over this 172 line, all right, I'm technically bullish. I am technically bullish, right? However, my underlying rule really is bad things happen under the 8 and the 20. We have been under the 8 and the 20 for far too long, and believe me, I get extremely nervous and extremely worried the closer and the closer we get to this 172 line, all right? We've seen it hit and bounce, you know, wick and let me say that correctly. We've seen it wick and bounce, wick and bounce, wick and bounce, and wick and bounce. We still haven't had a candle close at or below this line yet. So though we've been testing it, though it's been scaring me, we still haven't lost it and nothing's crazy happened. All right, now why am I okay above this line? Because look, I think if we hold this line, we've broken it and ran before. We've held and bounced, and actually ran before. This has been an important line. I think this is the one that we can either bounce and go or die and lose. And I believe if we lose 172, if we lose this line, we're going to very quickly come to 150. Horrible things happen under 150 because that is the all-time lows. There is nothing below 150, okay? The other thing that just jumps out at me, look, as we've been battling this 172 line, the volume has not broken the 50-day, all right? I believe if we lose 172, volume will come. It will be bad, big red volumes, and that's going to propel it down, okay? However, now I think I gotta raise my line to maybe this or this. If we can get a little closer to 184, maybe volume will come and help us attack the 190. I still need to get over 190. Really, I mean, I'll be honest. I also keep saying this. Like, this needs to get over all the moving averages, right? There's a decent spacing between them. It's not like they're super tight. So, hey, break the 8, make a run of the 20, chill for a bit, make a run to this, then this, right? Like, there's a little bit of a step that can happen there. But look, lose this and die, or get me over the 8 and the 20 as fast as you can. Get me into that $1.80 USD range, and maybe the volume will come. But I mean, you can see it, right? Basically, since earnings, it's been an impossibility to hit this line, as opposed to when we were making the run up. You can see it. The run kind of starts here, right? But the volume doesn't pick up until basically here, and that's what helps it propel up, right? Like, one way or the other, we're gonna break this line. Like, volume will come once the confirmation happens, all right? And we're either confirming down or we're gonna bounce hopefully one more time and try to make another run back, all right? I am still technically bullish. I am so scared. It's very, very hard to say I'm still bullish as we get closer and closer to this, all right? I don't think that there's much to look at on the weekly, all right? We are under all 5 moving averages on the weekly. We're just kind of sitting in this like little purgatory here waiting, right? Like, it's all about the daily chart, in my opinion. We need to see what happens between one of these two lines, and then I think it'll follow from there, all right? Been saying the same thing for a few videos now. Again, as always, let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm going to combine CGC into this, all right? So, listen, I never root for any stocks to go down, all right? I don't do options. I don't short anything. That said, I am never here to tell you that the sky is blue and everything is happy and sunshine and stuff when everything's on fire and there's ash and smoke in the sky, all right? CGC has been and continues to look bad to me, all starting from this reverse split, all right? So real quick, again, if you just fast forward to this, if you can please subscribe and share, that'd be much appreciated, all right? Just like Tilray, we continue to lose. We continue to hit the wall. We continue to fail to break the 8 and the 20. Just get over one, the other one fails us. Can't get over one, can't get over one, can't get over one, can't get over one, the other one fails us. Other one failed, right? Like, this thing doesn't know how to do it. There's this one little anomaly here that got close to the 50. Again, we're not here for one random little anomalies, right? I kept saying kind of the same thing that I was saying with Tilray. Once we lose the 455 line, bad things would happen. This thing wouldn't hold much and we'd go down pretty hard, right? This was the all-time lows line. We are now 20% below it, right? 80 cents is 20%. We've basically lost a little more than 80 cents sitting here at 320 instead of 405. So I always say, once you lose that all-time lows line, you're going to lose 20%, then you're going to lose another 20%, then you're going to lose another 20%, and it's just going to keep on happening until, for almost no reason at all, this miracle comes down and just saves it, all right? Because nothing, there is, again, there is no educated place for me to draw a line and say, I believe this is as low as it's going to go. There's nothing. What am I going to click on and look at and analyze and what technicals do I have? Nothing but the black hole vortex, the abyss of nothing. All-time lows is the worst place for your hard-earned money, all right? I am never going to tell you what to do with your money. I'm never going to tell you to buy something. I'm never going to tell you to sell something. I'm never going to tell you to hold something. I will always tell you, though, all-time lows is a very bad place for your hard-earned money, all right? And hey, even if your money's easy earned, if you've got a trust fund or like whatever it might be, all right? Don't put your easy earned money. Come on. No one wants to lose good money, all right? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's check out OGI. Let's check out OGI. Can you already see the difference here between the other two? I mean, almost everywhere things are different, all right? So really quickly, if you can please subscribe, please share the video. Oh man, that share button does wonders, all right? I am looking at an OGI stock that has broken all 5 moving averages. Break all 5 and fly, baby. All right, I'm watching a stock that knows how to bounce on the 8, use the 20 to save it, use the 20 to save it, use the 20 to save it. Look at this thing. It is using the 8 and the 20 like a champion, all right? I wish it was using the 8 a little bit more, but hey, I always say 8 and the 20 for a reason, right? So hopefully we can break this 217 wall. I mean, you can see the difficulty, right? That's arguably a decent 2 candles, should have confirmed and went, but didn't, right? That one really doesn't count right there. But again, I mean, you can see it. This has been a wall. I think if we can break this, hopefully that's where the 8 moving average will gain a little bit of extra strength and maybe become the line instead of the 20. All right. I also remember a nice little channel, and there is, look at this thing, right? It is just red, 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 green, red, 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 whole mess of nothing, and hopefully a quick green, 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 green. It seems like this wants to make a good move to 260. That's almost a 20% move right there. You're basically adding, that's actually more than 20%. You're adding more than 40 cents here, right? So OGI, this is very much a consideration on Monday. I'm liking the volume down here, all right? Again, a very different story from Tilray, which is just a bunch of red sell-off days. Very different story from CGC, bunch of red sell-off days. OGI, look, I wish we were over the 50-day average. That's the commonality for sure. But hey, more people are buying than selling. That's an easy thing to see, right? So I'll take that. But again, I think we do need a little bit more. We need a little bit more volume. And look, wow, this single outlier day is really what messed up a lot. It propelled that 50-day average line really high up. It looks like it's starting to cool back down to what's normal. We might even see one more drop, and that's what actually might help OGI. But overall, yeah, I mean, this is easy to say this is better than the other two, right? And again, I'm not a big fan when some stocks are good and some stocks are bad when I'm looking at the same sector. Like, these are all weed stocks. These should all do good, right? They should all do bad. They should all kind of do the same thing. Regardless if it's weed, right? If I'm looking at EV stocks, if I'm looking at oil stocks, if I'm looking at like a cohesive group of stocks, they should all kind of do the same thing. And I think it's a little bothersome that Tilray and CGC were not good. This one is good. Nonetheless, you know, this is the homework that goes into trading, right? You gotta find the ones that are better, and you gotta find the ones that are worth your money, and it's a little bit of a look at some and pick the best, right? But yeah, OGI, I'm loving it on the daily. I'm liking this weekly. I am liking this weekly. We did confirm the 50 MA on the weekly. We did have a high RSI. We did come back down healthy to the 8 moving average, and it looks like we want to keep going up. This is also kind of telling me we want to come to the 256 because the 100 moving average isn't even close to hitting that just yet, right? So it should be actually a nice move to this 260 based on the daily and the weekly. OGI, I'm liking it. I really am. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, MSOS. Let's take a look at MSOS. So again, I talked about the mistake I made on this video. I made a video either Friday the 23rd or maybe this Saturday or Sunday after it. But I really thought that we were going to break the 20 and make our way up. Clearly, that hasn't been the case, right? So if you didn't watch that, if you watched the video of me getting it right, if you watched the video of me getting it wrong, I made another video recently about why I got it wrong and stuff like that. So check that one out if you didn't, right? But look, MSOS, I think, I don't know what to think, I guess, is I think ultimately the answer. So, you know, I don't like a stock that's under the 8 and the 20, all right? And clearly we are under the 8 and the 20. I'm not seeing the biggest loss of the 8 and the 20, and I think a lot of it is because the 50 moving average is so close to these two lines. I think instead of what normally happens, which is, look, if you make a good run, good run, and then you lose the lines, you tend to make a bad run, bad run. Green, red, right? It's the opposite of my favorite rhyme, right? I think we went horizontal one. It looks like this was an important line that I drew, so I did draw a good line. That's always awesome. But I think more than this line, I think that, like I said, this is close. There wasn't much of a big drop for it to happen. It kept coming up as well, so that just made it kind of get tight, right? I think as long as we don't lose the 50, I think we'll be okay. And I would basically say 840-ish. Maybe 830. I think 830 is probably going to be my comfort line. All right, maybe you can even go a little lower. maybe you can do this 822 line if you want, right? Just different tolerances for different people, right? I think what we do need to do is get over this 933. I'll even raise that a little bit higher and like, give me this, give me 945. If you can give me 945, 946, 947, oof, that's what I'm going to want to see, all right? So this could have been a lot worse if that 50 line wasn't there. I think this is giving it a little bit of a chance to do something. And again, this is an ETF, right? So hopefully a couple of the tickers in the ETF do well. Hopefully more do well than do bad, right? And the two balance out to either keep me horizontal or actually go up, right? Like that is why people do ETFs. Instead of taking the gamble on one stock, you do an ETF, a fund, an electronically traded fund, whatever, who gives it, who cares? The F is for fund, right? And you're doing a fund of multiple multi-state operators, right? So yeah, I guess I'm neutral. I would say I'm leaning a little more towards bullish than neutral. Just hold the 50. The 50 is a powerful line, all right? It's a horrible line when you're under it. It could be a really, really good, strong bounce point when you're over it, all right? So a lot really could happen at this 840. What's going on the weekly? Oh, man, there's a lot going on the weekly. It's this 100 moving average. We're still battling it. We're still battling, and I'm zooming in because, yeah, we're actually still over it. This is regular hours, close of the weekly. Look, it wasn't pretty. We almost lost the entire candle of last week, but hey, at least we stayed over that 100 moving average. So, yeah, this one I think has a bunch of reasons to be like, I don't know, neutral-ish, maybe kind of stay bullish-ish, but yeah, I think we'll hopefully get a couple like important and more confident candles one way or the other, and then we can adjust from there. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your opinions. Otherwise, TNN, nope, TRUL, TCNN is what it was. Okay, this is an interesting setup right here. I'm liking this, okay, because this reminds me a lot of MSOS, and obviously that should make sense because this is a really big holding in MSOS, right? But where MSOS was unable to get over this 28 moment, it went for it and then came down. TrueLeaf did a little better in that moment. It actually got over and, relatively speaking, has stayed over the entire time. So again, this is the difference between the ETFs and the individuals within it, right? Sometimes it's worth looking at the individual ones, seeing the ones that are doing a little bit better than the ETF as a whole, and hey, maybe those should be the ones that you ride on, right? But yeah, I like that this one had a little bit better of a moment with it because it sets it up much nicer already. This makes me a little easier to say, hey, look at this one on Monday, right? I think I like OGI a little bit more than this one, but nonetheless, I'm seeing a stock over the 8 and the 20. I'm seeing an RSI that wants to go up. It looks like volume isn't bad. We just need a little bit more to get over that, right? And hey, at least MACD stayed positive, right? So, yeah, no, I think I like that. That's a good analysis of this here. Again, I think I like OGI just a little bit better. This technically is only one candle above the two lines, right? So there is a shot it does come back down, and oh man, it might come as low as 10, if not maybe actually even back down to this point right here at 975. But hopefully, like I said, it continues because yeah, I do like the chart. And yeah, we just made a good run up. We came down. The 50 moving average wasn't as close, so I wouldn't even call it the 50 that saved it right here, right? So again, commonalities, some differences with the MSOS ETF, and that should make sense, right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, let's end it out with high tide. Look, this is the continuing same story here. There are just too many moving averages. Excuse me, hiccup right there. I'm definitely not liking that the 8 and the 20 have been kind of going down. Ooh, 2 hiccups. That's never good. Especially that 20. Look at the thing. It was going up. It was going up. It was going up. It starts to flatten. It starts to flatten. It's definitely going down. It's definitely going down. I don't like that 20 is going down because I got to believe it's going to keep wanting to go down unless something big and powerful happens, right? I just talked about the 50 moving average on TrueLeaf, all right? The 50 is an important line. The 50, was that TrueLeaf? No, it wasn't TrueLeaf. I think it was MSOS. Regardless, this is an important line. This is a place where you can hit it and bounce, hit it and bounce. We just haven't bounced enough. All right, we got to get over that 193. I remember I lifted the line to that on the last video. Got to get over that. Otherwise, man, it's hard to believe anything other than 160 right now. It seems like we're going to lose these and head to these. I don't know. And again, I kind of started, right? It seems like the Canadian ones aren't doing as well as the US ones, right? So I don't know if there's a reason for that, what it is, but yeah. All right, kind of a little bit of a rushed video, but I at least got a number of tickers on this one. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Hey, thank you so much.